In the last episode, we looked at how AI is learning to read the human mind. But what happens when that same system of control controls your access to your money, your food, or survival?
What if control arrived quietly, as convenience? 3 systems, 1 architecture. Identity becomes the gate, money becomes programmable, behavior becomes data. Together, a digital trifecta. Friction falls, dependence rises. Access ties to a single identity spine. Every purchase becomes a point on a map. This is social control by design, or by drift. Real ID moves from optional to essential. Mobile IDs bring the license to your device. Standards harden, agencies align. Benefits linked to verified identity. Right to travel meets ID compliance. One device, many doors. Central verification logs every check. When identity fails, life pauses.
Today we expose the connection between AI, universal basic income, and the mark of the beast. Let's get started. Global economists and world leaders are already testing digital currency and UBI, Universal Basic Income, a system where everyone receives guaranteed digital payments. Sounds fair, right?
People are going to have the option to not have to work and still get a stipend or an income. Because work is going to become so easy, I believe we are soon going to see 4-day weekends and 3-day work weeks. Universal basic income is not a question of if, it is a question of when.
44% of American jobs will be subject to automation in the next 20 to 30 years, 20 to 30% in the next 10 to 20 years. I mean, think about what that means. The most common jobs in the US economy are administrative and clerical, which includes call center workers, retail and sales, food service and food prep, truck driving and transportation, and manufacturing. Those 5 sectors are all going to shrink, and that's half of American jobs. And then you're looking at other white-collar jobs like insurance agents and financial advisors and accountants and bookkeepers, radiologists. Like, a lot of professions are going to get affected by this.
But there's a catch to it. Digital money means digital control.
And that is why today I am announcing this government will make a new free of charge digital ID mandatory for the right to work by the end of this Parliament. Let me spell that out. You will not be able to work in the United Kingdom if you do not have digital ID.
When AI systems are linked with biometric or neural data, your brain pattern, fingerprint, or thought signature could determine your ability to buy or sell. If your data doesn't match the system's values, you're locked out. That's economic slavery, dressed as equality.
So imagine living in a country where different behaviors, the way you live, they have a social credit score. And if you do good things, you get good scores. If you do bad things, you get points taken away from you, such as if you have bad driving or traffic offenses. If you watch too much porn, you lose points, okay? Jaywalking, smoking on trains, not cleaning up after your dog, you lose points on your social credit score. Not having your dog on a leash, you lose points. Not paying taxes, okay. Playing too many video games, you lose points. Making frivolous purchases, consuming too much alcohol or junk food, criticizing the government, you lose a lot of points. Criticizing the social credit system, visiting unauthorized websites, being friends with or messaging others with low scores, or those who commit the above offenses, you lose scores. You may say, there's no way something like this exists.
We now have a social credit system right here in the United States that has been installed quietly, interestingly, not by the government, but instead by private businesses and banks. It's in similar ways, really, to the way the Chinese Communist Party's social credit system works. Rather than use a CCP standard of adherence to the ruling regime, it's instead based on the social justice standards under ESG, or environmental and social governance. As ESG criteria assesses businesses' sustainability and ethics, a personal ESG score, just like the big corporate ones, offers insight into a person's commitment to sustainable practices, and apparently we're all committed to this whether we like it or not.
Revelation chapter 13 and verses 16 through 17 states, "And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark. You see, the forehead, that's your mind, and the hand, those are your actions. That's mental and behavioral submission to a global system. UBI and AI, when united, form the infrastructure for this prophecy. Once your income and identity are tied to the biometric or neural signatures, refusal equals starvation.
What began as isolated disappearances has exploded into a nationwide tragedy. Across China, tens of thousands have become invisible, not because they broke the law, but because an algorithm said they did. This is the dark side of China's social credit system, a digital prison built without walls. For years, state media praised it as a system of trust, a way to reward honesty and discipline. In reality, it's a scoring machine that tracks your every move, your spending, your friends, your posts, even your thoughts. One mistake, one overdue payment, one careless comment, and your digital score drops. And when it drops, life itself begins to shut down. No travel, no housing, no bank access.
The illusion of benevolence will mask the reality of bondage. Universal basic income will sound like compassion for the poor, but it's actually a control grid. AI will analyze your loyalty, your posts, your purchases, and soon, your thoughts. This is not just economic reform. It's spiritual conditioning for the beast system. Revelation 13 isn't a distant event. It's right around the corner. It's a blueprint, already in beta testing. And faith will be your only refuge. The Bible says in Matthew chapter 16, verses 19 through 20, "Lay not up for yourselves treasures upon earth, but lay up for yourselves treasures in heaven." The time to choose who you serve, God or the system, that time is now.